Hello, welcome back to another video. This one is gonna be a bit different than the others that we did so far. So recently I picked up World of Tanks, and the most comments I got about the game is how super grindy, how insanely grindy the game is, how there is pay to win mechanics in terms of gold shells, and how you can't get anywhere without having the premium account. So I decided to test the theory. Since I'm a fresh player, like I haven't ever played this game before, I decided to go full free to play. So which means that outside of what game gives us and some cross promotions here and there that if they're gonna happen in between me making these videos, you're gonna get to see like how free is World of Tanks. Well, stick with us and we're gonna find out. So the list of items I want to go through is accessibility, matchmaking, progression, and finally like my verdict. So if you are the new player looking how the state of World of Tanks is from like a fresh player perspective, I'm not gonna talk into any of it like is the tanks OP, like all of that stuff. That doesn't matter to me. As I said, I'm a fresh player. I just started playing the game. I like the game. I want to see, can I progress this game? Can I enjoy this game without spending money on it? Or should you spend money on it? So stick around and let's find out. Alright. Let's talk accessibility. What do I mean by accessibility? So in terms when it comes to like free-to-play models, there's usually like some kind of a gated content. This one, I don't think there is. At least I haven't seen any so far. So the entire game is accessible. Obviously, some stuff is gonna take longer because we are playing with a free-to-play account, which means that if you press, was it here? Alright, see, World of Tanks premium account, 50% less XP, 50% less credits, and 15% something. I think this is maybe when playing with other tanks, if you play with other players. So XP is like a major hurdle there. Anyway. Let's get back to the accessibility. So apart from like obviously premium tanks that are accessible, also premium tanks come with a tag of being, well, it's a premium tank, so you get more XP and more credits on top of like your regular gains because it's a premium tank. But that's pretty much it. I don't think there is any other form of like stuff that is gated just because you're not paying. So in that terms, like wargaming is usually like, I played World of Warships, it was the same thing there, so everything is accessible. Alright, let's move on to the other point. Okay, so this was the major problem that I had in World of Warships, and this game has pretty much the same problem. Matchmaking. Matchmaking is absolute garbage. I'm gonna say it right now, like you're gonna have a really rough time with this game. We are talking like first, like I only played up to tier 6. Tier 6 somehow things start to like look better, man. But up to tier 5. So the way that the matchmaking works, usually it's gonna matchmake you with a few bots. Like when I played up to tier 4, like it was mostly like half of the team was bots, half of the team was like real players. But since there is no personal matchmaking, or at least I don't see any, I get matched with, so the other day I got killed by a person who has like over 40,000 kills, so that guy had a profile for like, he played this game for like 10 years. And guess what? He brought a premium tank with the premium rounds, which I'm gonna talk a bit later. Like, you stand no chance. Not only that, like first of all, like you're a new player, like there is so much positioning and stuff like happening in this game, that on top of that, when you get players like that, things are not gonna be fun, man. He's gonna kill like 6 bots, he's gonna kill you, it's absolutely detrimental to like new players when you meet people like that. They don't happen like way too often, but it should not happen. Like personal matchmaking should be there for a reason. It was the same issue in World of Warships that happened, especially like in early tiers. So if you can surpass that part, you're good to go. But matchmaking at this current state, absolute garbage. Alright, now we come to the probably the most problematic point when it comes to like how you experience this game as a new player. Alright, I'm gonna say it right now, like, progression system in this game, while, like, on the first, when you look at it, it's great, it's cool, like, you have all this stuff that you need to, like, level up. It's very diversified in regard, you have, like, a lot of things to worry about, but at the same time, everything that you do for the first time or the first, like, certain amount of matches is gonna be absolute horror. Let's talk tanks first, okay? So when you go into the like tech tree, doesn't really matter. Like let's take which ones do I have? Like let's see here. Let's take for example my T-34. Okay, so this tank. So once you like research the tank, buy the tank. So you need to get so the way that you progress in a tree, you see like you need to first play the tank, get the experience with the tank. Then once you have enough experience, you unlock the part, then you need to pay the money for the part. Then once you have that part, like you can go access the second one, etc, etc, etc. And then you get to the point like where you need to like research specific, like this tank, no, like A43 requires like 30,000 credits, 30,000 XP. You need to like play that tank or use the premium currency that which you got here. You get some free XP with every match that you play. But that's just the basics of it. So like you get a tank, you might be excited, you know, you got your cool like new tier 5, tier 6. Thing is, at the beginning that tank is gonna be garbage, like pure goddamn garbage. Like we have nothing researched. He's gonna be slow. He's not gonna like move. Your turret is gonna be like a pea shooter. Like it's bad. Like the first couple of matches, you're gonna say like this was a waste of money, and that is not even the start though. Like this is not the bad part. This is like the easy part. Now I'm gonna talk about something that is probably one of the biggest issues you're gonna have with the progression, your crewmates. So the way that it works, so each one of the tanks has like a different amount, let's see, okay, for example, this one has like 5 crewmen, some of them have like 2, some of them have 3, doesn't really matter. Just like each one of them needs to be trained for whatever tank that you're gonna be playing. So for example, these guys are 82%, and if you look at here, all this vision range, so everything is reduced. Why? Because like my commander is not trained, so minus 52 commander is trained to less than 100%, which means that because the commander is not like 100% trained with this specific tank, I'm gonna talk like how this affects later on. So you get him to 100%, you get the options, let me show you here, you get the options to like choose a skill for it, which is like a further like specialization, on top of which one, and like even the perk won't be activated until you get it to 100% as well. So 100% crew, but the problem with the crew itself is if the crew is not at 100% at the beginning, like you shooting, definitely like that's one of the biggest like points that are gonna happen in the game. This game has very like weird when it comes to like RNG with the shooting skills and stuff like that, but when the crew is not experienced, like even your perfect shot, like 70% of the time it's gonna go like, let's take that this is example for a target. You wait a couple of seconds for that reticle to come into perfect position, then you're gonna shoot like here. It's really like, it's, I can't explain how until you play it, it's really damn bad. Like until you get your crew maxed out, your tank is gonna be crap. Everything's gonna feel like crap, everything's gonna be feeling sluggish, like you're gonna hate it every second of it. And that is gonna be basically like ammo for every single new tank. Why? Because unless you're willing to spend like premium currency, you can spend your silver to train either the same or the new crew up to 75%. So all of this, always gonna be 75%, unless you want to pay as a premium currency, but free-to-play account. So 75% is the max. And I think it costs like what? It's either like 20k, I think it's 20k to get I'm not sure if you can check that out. Let's say for example here, let's take this guy. Personnel, can I like train? You see under training. So yeah, regiment school, so 75%, it's 20,000. So for each one, so at the beginning you won't have that much, that kind of money. Like forget about it. Like you make like if it's like a 3-person crew, then maybe, yeah, sure. But you should not be spending that amount of money. And reasoning being, every new like for example, like a tier 5s costed like what, like 300k. Yeah, how much was it? What was it again? Let me get back here for a second. Let's see, tier 5 was, okay, this one is on sale and costs like 200k. Okay, they are all on sale, I think. Okay, this one is not. So this one, tier 5, 334k. I have 900 and like the next tier 6, which I'm working on. So as I said, sale 450, no sale 880. It's gonna take you a while. So unless you like amass credits for a while, all of those stuff that regular players can afford, like you will be affording that 75% at a later date. Okay, so let's come back and let me just show you one more thing about the crew stuff. What is, as I said, like this is gonna be your biggest issue about like progression is gonna be tied to your commanders and like basically your crew members. You can see here, experience to increase skill 665, better like approximately like 3. You know what this means? 1%. That means that 1% of like we need 3 battles to get this guy 1% up. 1. With premium it comes down to 2, but yeah, even with premium it's gonna take you a lot faster. The only thing is, as you can see, if you have a premium tank, they're gonna like be faster, but that's about it. Let's move to the another point. So like this, what I'm gonna like showcase now, this one is did prove a problem. At first I thought it was gonna be like a bigger issue. I think this is overall the game issue that needs to be addressed. So let's talk ammunition. So each tank, for example, this one only has like high explosive anti-tank shells. You see this one? They look pretty similar, right? They don't seem that different. Until we hover down below. So all of this, like the damage and stuff, like you can see for the shells, these are so-called the premium shells. So while this one is damage-wise, this one don't seem to be that much difference, but 20 penetration difference. Like for this one, maybe it's not the best example. We're gonna find some other tank, but basically there is a premium premium shells. These, from what I gathered, this used to just you could only buy them with gold before. So this was like the ones that you could only buy with real money. So that's why it was people are always referred to these ones as pay-to-win rounds. And honestly, from what I gathered, it is. Why? Most people who use these shells, especially at lower levels, they don't have to worry about like angling your tank, hitting the weak points or anything. They load this expensive equipment, these expensive shells. They fire whatever, man. They fire whatever. They're gonna penetrate. They're gonna wreck you, and it's gonna be bye-bye. You're gonna see like the down there, like during the match, like that you got hit by a golden rounds, and you're gonna get very angry, man. I know I did. So what's the deal with them? Sure, you can use them. Like everybody can use them now. So like reasoning being that it's not pay to win anymore because everybody can use them. All right, that stands. But from the new player's perspective, you won't spend 30,000 on 7 shells. I'll tell you that right now. 30,000 for 7 shells, by the way. Each one costing 4.4k, while the normal one costs 200. Like the difference between these two is like there is no downside to using it. So when somebody says like, oh yeah, you can use it as well. First of all, you can't. If you want to like buy anything, any of the new stuff, new vehicles, research anything else, yeah, you can't afford like buying this constantly. It's not gonna happen. Okay, cancel changes. We are not gonna buy that. I want to show you just okay, for example, this one. Let's go here. So here, like we have like armor piercing, high explosives, and armor piercing composite rigid. So this is where like the biggest changes come. So we are talking about, since we used high explosives on a different one, they are not really made for like penetration. Like that's what the armor piercing is for. Anyway, if you like compare these two shells, so we are talking about a tier 5 tank. Look at the average penetration, 112 12 against 189. This is like the insane difference between these two shells, okay? Velocity as well, which is also important, like if somebody's moving, like it's faster, it's gonna hit faster and all that. But like just from seeing this stuff, they basically made it mandatory. It's not about them. It's like this is useless if this is accessible. Like, and when they say like, oh, you can just buy them, yeah, you can if you can afford them, which most people can't, because as I said, if you're a new player, you can't really afford like let's say like you fire for example, let's say 20 or like 20 per match. So yeah, 20 per match is like 56,000 credits. Even on my best match, I don't get like 30, man. So yeah, no, forget about them. This is something that is not accessible to you, and if you meet somebody who has them, you're pretty much gonna die. Like, if you're exposed, like, these are made to just punish all your mistakes, so this part is also like, at this point early in the game, it's like, you can't have it and you feel it's unfair to you, and you should be pissed. And first of all, like, overall, for the integrity of the game, this needs to be changed. Like, stuff like this makes all of this useless. Like, why would you use something that is, like, we are talking about, so 112, 50% less penetration. There is no contest about it. Simply, this one is better. No downsides. You have to use it. So that makes this rounds pay to win in that sense. Like, if this was like a big, and I saw later, like later it actually like gives you more damage, more pain. So both of them, like, when something does not have a downside to it, it's simply like it's straight on mandatory. And with that one comes, as I said, like, if you can't afford it, that's literally what pay to win is. You're paying for the stuff that is gonna do much better than the stuff that you're supposed to use. Like, this ammunition needs to be changed. I won't go into that, as I said, but at this current state, very bad. Like, I didn't have really like it didn't bother me all that too much at the beginning when I saw it. When people tell me what it was, I did get like agitated by it, but it wasn't. At least not all of them did use it. Like, I saw it basically every second match, but yeah, like, once you get used to it, once you start like playing the game you're supposed to, like either hiding or like avoiding, being like a bit more careful, like once you start understanding the game, yeah. But overall, like, towards the end, if you need to use it to be competitive, then it kind of like beats the purpose. Okay, like, it's the round that is mandatory. That's it. Makes everything else useless if something is just that much better without a downside. Alright, so we come to the conclusion. Like, I'm gonna just show you here. Like, I only played like one match during this video. It was actually a pretty damn good match. So, like, let's take for example my good match. I can't really say we did get here like stuff like daily missions complete. So I think that's why we got more of XP done. But I got 1.1 k XP, alright, for a good match. And what I mean by good match, I got 3 kills in this one. We got a base XP of 585, which is more than my account average, which I'm just gonna show you now. 900 damage, this is pretty damn good for me. Anyway, where was it? Let me see here, not upgrade. Where was my account average? Service record, okay, there we go. So as you can see, I played 200 battles, victories 45%. Hit ratio, not that good, but as I said, none of my crewmen is close. Like, I have one premium tank, which I'm gonna come back to. So, average damage is 207 from all I played so far. Maximum destroyed is 4 that I killed. Average XP, 253, right. Remember this number, 253. Maximum experience, 737. This is like a base XP without all those modifiers. Remember, premium gives plus 50%. Alright. So we'll come back to the garage. Let's see, for example, this is my tier 5 that I'm working on. I have like 11k XP on it. Research. 30,000 XP needed for next rank. 30,000. Considering that there was an average of what, like 240 that we got, yeah, it's gonna take you a lot of time to get to tier 6. And I don't want to, like, can I even see how much, like, the next tier? 61, so basically double of this. And XP average doesn't increase all that much. It's gonna take you a long time. So if you're not gonna be paying, by the way, which I highly suggest, try to play free-to-play model first, because they need to change this. Like, some of the stuff, they won't change it if people are still gonna be paying for it, for all these progressions. So as a new player, stick to free-to-play if it's your game. Like, you're gonna have pretty much the same amount of, like, the only thing that you're buying is time. Like, nothing else at this very given point. Like, at this moment, yes, time itself, but consider that it's gonna still take you insane amount of time to grind anything. I suggest to keep your wallet shut for now until things change. Until, like, man, matchmaking, this game has been out for a long time. Matchmaking is still in this dire state. Stuff like that needs to be changed, man. And how you make how do you make somebody change something? Like, this is still a business, man. Like, if you're gonna be paying for it, they don't need to change. Like, you already paid, man. Why do I need to change? That means that you're okay with what they are doing. Anyhow, as I said, this game, I'm personally gonna be playing it more. Like, I enjoy World of Tanks. World of Tanks is a good game. Like, at its core, it's a fun game when you're not, well, when you're not dealing with like 90% of the stuff that I just said. But overall, like, the game itself, you can play it free to play. The game is fully playable with free to play. Obviously, gonna take you longer, but it's still possible. As I said, if you want to play this game to, like, collect all the tanks and stuff like that, it's gonna take you a long time. With the premium, especially long. Think of it something that is like slowly building. Okay, like, this is like the game that you're gonna invest a lot of time in. On, like, just take it easy, enjoy the game, man. Don't worry. Just, I suggest to keep it free to play, man. I suggest to keep it free to play. You don't want to, like, enter into that rabbit hole of spending money, because you're gonna be spending more and more. Like, there's premium this, premium that, then there's a premium tank. Keep the expectation low until the company starts to implement the changes that are for the players, that are meant for you as a customer to treat you better, man. Like, for now, no. Anyway, that's my final verdict. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to hear more about this game, we're gonna be continuing on my Twitch. So I stream 5 times a week, 6 p.m. Central European time. The link is gonna be provided somewhere there, also in the description down below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna see you in the next one. For now, Crow Templar signing out. Salute and bye!